Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show. I'm Jenna.
And I'm Tosh. And we are, well, getting close to the end of February, which means March break.
Yay!
Yeah, we're so excited.
A little bit of mixed feelings there this year about March break, if you couldn't tell by the tone of my voice.
I was trying to be positive.
I don't need it.
I also don't need it. I'm 100%. But maybe you do, and you're ready to take the kids off somewhere, do a staycation, whatever. That's why we've brought in today an expert. We have an expert in New Brunswick and tourism in New Brunswick with us today. We have Annick Butland with us today. Hello. Annick is the owner of ABConnect Tourism here in town. So first of all, thank you for joining us. And you and I work together on so many different levels.
We do.
I know that you are a wealth of knowledge, so I cannot wait to see what you've brought out for us for today.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here. And of course, we're getting busy with people planning for March break, which rolled right after Valentine's Day. So there hasn't been a dull moment. We're really happy about that. But it feels really good to see people going out and enjoying themselves in a safe way with their families, especially after all this pent-up energy that we've had at home. So there's a lot of different things that we can do with the kids. We have suppliers throughout the whole province and Atlantic Canada as well. So if you're looking for a getaway, whether it's just a one day or an overnight or a multi-day, there's lots of things that we can do.
Okay.
What are you kind of hearing and feeling from people? What are people interested in? Is it a full kind of week? Is there kind of a general vibe right now that you're feeling, what people are looking for?
I'm seeing a lot of a couple nights at a hotel, make sure there's a pool, something to do
Absolutely.
close by, package it together. So that seems to be the go-to, especially with younger kids. They just want different walls to stare at.
Yeah.
just to get out, something exciting and just different, but still safe. So I find we're not quite at that extent, Jenna, but it's getting there. Even when there's a little bit of the restrictions up and down, we're not seeing straight out cancellations like we were last year and the year before, which is really great for us, but also for it's changing. You know, people are like, okay, we're going to push it back 4 weeks or 6 weeks and then we should be okay. And they're seeing the waves, you know, they're starting to see the trends. So it's really reassuring to see that confidence in people wanting to get out and have a vacation again. You know, we've all pushed and held back sometimes. So, but yeah, in terms of March break getaways, the hotels, which, I mean, they've really suffered through the pandemic. They went down to like 6% occupancy, 8% occupancy, and I mean, their bills didn't change. So as a business owner, I certainly empathize with them and feel for the workers that have been laid off. So I know that we're bringing people into hotel rooms, which is great for the destinations, but it's also great for the hotels because we need them when we travel. So we certainly want to support them as well.
Are you finding, getting a lot of people from out of province wanting to come visit for March break, or even starting, I know this is kind of off topic because we're talking March break, but I'm just curious, even starting as we move into the summer months, are you finding that people are, like, the surge to come to New Brunswick is happening?
Yeah, summer months, yes.
All right.
Yes, for sure.
Glad to hear that.
March break, not so much. So
Okay.
March break, it's more locals reaching out to us to do that. And that could just be awareness of what we offer. So our marketing outside of New Brunswick is more multi-day and come on and experience, for example, the Maritimes together, or just very much multi-day as a self-drive or even on coaches. We do have escorted tours that we offer as well for New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, PEI, Newfoundland, Quebec, Ontario, and we have one in New York City. So yeah, so we're really expanding on some different stuff. We have some fantastic partnerships that enable us to do that. So there's other stuff to do other than March break. but the March break stuff is really great because families just like, you know, we really want to get out, but we don't know what to do. So we have contracts established already with several hotels and accommodations throughout the province. So it's easily done for us because we already have those rates negotiated, everything's already done. Something that people don't know is that it doesn't cost any more to go through a travel agent or a receptive operator normally. If you're doing a bigger package, of course, there's a lot more work to be done there. But if you're just doing to book, you know, a couple days here and there, if you're going through us, it doesn't cost you any more because we get compensated in other ways.
That was actually something I was going to bring up.
Yeah.
You had told me that once, and I had no idea.
Yeah.
I just, like, in my head, I would assume I paid you more to do that.
to.
In addition to,
Yeah.
exactly. So that, as a parent and as a cheapskate, is a really, really great thing to learn.
Well, it is, and I mean, I understand family budgets big time.
Yes,
I'm
you
as
do.
great, I'm as frugal as it is with funds, so I understand that. But there's no extra cost for going through us. But it's a one-stop shop. It saves you from having to do this. So, for example, I had a couple families that reached out, and they're like, "This is what we want. You know, we're bringing the pets, we're bringing the kids, side-by-side rooms, all this stuff." And it's like, okay, like it's. You know, for us, we already have it established, so it's a couple emails, and then, you know, I just wait for the responses, booked and done. So it's because we've done all the legwork and really spent some time in the pandemic making sure those processes and contracts were in order, because we knew it would pick back up. We wanted to be ready when it did. So for us, it's already, we don't have to spend as much time as what you would shopping around, because we already have our go-tos and our trusted partners.
So let's talk about what some of those ideas are. If someone's listening right now going, okay, yeah, I'm ready to bite the bullet. I need some kind of mini vacation within New Brunswick or even the Maritimes for March break-ish. What are some of your go-to suggestions for people?
Well, if they're looking to do the hotels, we do certainly work with the cities for sure. So Halifax is a big one. Moncton, Fredericton's a nice one. St. John, if you're looking for some history, some really cool things to do there. Because it's winter, we certainly work with some safe options. So any of the indoor centers, the Resurgo place in Moncton, for example, would be a great one. We work with the Hyatt place with the skating rink outside. You know, some of these things we'll do a snowshoe rental. The glamping is a big one. We do a lot of referrals for the horseback riding as well at Broadleaf, and the fat biking and you know, Mactaquac Provincial Park. Like, there's just some different things that we can do. But the first question that we ask is, what do you like to do? What's your preferences? Is there any special needs that we need to be aware of? So, you know, that kind of helps us steer what we're going to suggest, because not everybody likes to do the same thing.
Right.
So you have some more adventurous families and some that are, you know, we want to get out, but only for a couple hours, and then we'd rather just cuddle up and watch a movie and enjoy the pool. That's what we're paying for. So we want to enjoy that hotel space as well. So it really does depend on what people want to do. We have upwards of 50 different suppliers in New Brunswick alone, you know, so there's certainly opportunities there and different options that we can work with. And if it's something that you want to do that we haven't worked, a supplier that we haven't worked with yet, we're happy to reach out and build those relationships even more.
That's neat, actually. So this is going to be a hard question for you to answer, because I know your answer already. But if you had to pick a region in New Brunswick, what region are you going to for things to do for March break? Like, what do you think that where are the options the most for things to do for an adventurous family?
An adventurous family?
Let's say that. Yeah.
Yeah, someone who wants to embrace winter.
Right. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Imagine you're planning for not us.
Well, like I said, Fredericton seems to have a good amount of, with the provincial parks, like the provincial park system, and I say Fredericton, Edmonton as well with Montfalin. We're actually heading out to Bathurst for a snowmobile experience in a couple of weeks. Like, there's, depending on the age of your children, there's some great things to do. But we do get a lot of requests for the Bay Fundy area, Fundy National Park, because we work with Outdoor Elements for the fat biking rentals as well, the snowshoeing there. I just did the trails at Broadleaf. They have a great trail system behind there, so we can offset that, package that with the accommodations as well. So that seems to be a pretty hot spot, I have to say. And I'm not saying that because I'm biased. I'm not. But like, naturally, that seems to be okay. We need to be not that far out of Moncton, because Moncton really is hub, whether they are coming in from Halifax or. I haven't had a lot from PI yet. Certainly, there's some restrictions there that are still lifting, but no, Moncton seems to be a good hub. But you bring up a good point, because now if I'm planning for adults, it's a little bit of a different story. St. John's got a great food scene. They really do. And we work well with Uncorked Tours. It does, you know, a winery and brewery hop. That's really a great supplier of ours as well. They have Rockwood Park right there. Go Fundy Events is another one of our partners, and they offer a wealth of experiences right there. So doesn't really, you know, wherever you want to go, we can build something wintry around that, because there's really some great options there, and I'd be happy to look through.
You mentioned snowmobiling in the Bathurst area, because I know that's one that comes up a lot. People, I see snowmobiling and tubing, like
Yes.
like inflatable tubes for sliding. I see a lot of people looking for these opportunities and not really knowing where they might exist in New Brunswick, because I think people expect them to exist, but I feel like there's not a lot of them in the southern part of the province.
No, you want to go where the snow is more prominent, for sure. And this is why we're going to test it out, because we have new experiences that we're offering. We try as much as we can, either myself or a team member, to go out and test them out first, so that we know firsthand what the booking's like, what the experience is going to be like, what to expect. We don't want to promise anything we can't deliver on, so that's very important for us. The tubing we can do in Edmundston as well as in Mactaquac. They have the tube rentals there, which is really nice, in Fredericton. The snowmobiling is also in Edmundston. The new operator that we're working with is just fantastic to work with, and does multi-day snowmobile tours as well on the Campbellton area. So, but it starts and ends in Bathurst for us for that particular trip. So,
Wow.
yeah, so we're really looking forward to that.
And those would be, I would think, great options if you have kind of teenagers and, you know, older kids, probably more so than the younger kids.
It
for
would,
that kind
yeah.
of
I'm
adventure.
sure he has a minimum age, even if you're doubling up. For myself, and I'm ashamed to say this, having lived in Albert County for 27 years, I've been on a snowmobile once. So I'm not driving anything.
I was going to say, someone better be filming this.
Well, we'll see. Because the one and only time, apparently, I screamed quite a bit. So and I don't know why. I'm an adventurous person, but it was just new, right? So I'm really looking forward to that, because it really is sought after. You know, so people just need something different. And if you're traveling without a sled or you don't have one, it's a great opportunity. You know, they even have options to rent gear, and make sure that you have, you know, your hotel nearby to warm up afterwards. And I mean, for us, we're all experiential, so we're looking at the microbreweries, we're looking at the nice coffee stops, we're making sure that it's all inclusive for your trip, especially if it's a first time experience. You know, you don't necessarily want to take off for a 16-hour drive there.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that more people are starting to think that way, of people who don't necessarily have the gear themselves or,
Right.
you know, want to invest in it without trying it out first, right? Like I think of the shacks down towards St. John where you can actually go and try ice fishing.
Yes.
Like I used to do that all the time as a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would love to take my kids, but I'm not investing in all of the gear to take my children ice fishing because I have no idea. I have no confidence that they will enjoy it enough that I should invest in it. But I'd invest in the experience
Yeah.
to take it in.
I hated ice fishing, I'm just going to say.
I got a trophy.
Did you? Oh,
I got a trophy.
my dad would bring my skates.
My uncle made
so I
it.
could skate.
He did, but it was because I caught like several dozen smelt one day as like
Wow.
a
Just
7-year-old.
going to get a trophy today.
I do.
Maybe
I have a
you
trophy.
need
It's got a
different
fish on the
ice
top.
fishing experience.
Maybe I
We need
did.
to go with Guide Jenna. This is true.
This is true.
Show
She's
us how it's done.
the fish whisperer, apparently. Smelt whisperer.
I'll take it.
So, by the sounds of your job, Annick, it is super cool. I didn't realize, like, I knew you were out all over the province all the time, but realizing that you're out testing all of these things,
Yeah.
what is your favorite, let's say, winter activity that you've had a chance to do? Apparently not snowmobiling.
Well, it might be.
It might
I'll
be.
talk to you
Yeah.
after March 12th.
Yeah.
It might be. I'm busy as much as you are, so anytime I have a chance to really just get away and just have some peace and quiet in nature, I enjoy that. So as much as this might be a favorite for everybody, I love just being in the woods snowshoeing.
Yeah.
I really do. Sunset especially, and you see the sun through the trees, like it's, and then you get back to a nice hot cup of coffee or tea. Yeah, that would be, I like snowshoeing. I really do, and I love that more and more places you're able to just kind of rent and go. There is an ice fishing experience in Kokang with R&R Glamping as well that we work with, which you come back to a nice chef prepared dinner. Like just that I've yet to go and do personally, but I have,
Just the sound of it, I'm getting
yeah,
goosebumps.
you know, like, so some of these really cool things, you know, and I mean, they're absolutely are family friendly. I mean, the more you add to the experience will impact your cost, but, What a great way to just really escape the everyday without having to travel so far. Because a lot of us haven't been able to travel on our trips that we normally like and plan and look so forward to. So just that little break, I think mentally is a huge benefit. And this is really what we get our pleasure out of, is helping people build their trips and getting excited and hopefully not having it canceled. But you know, just seeing the results and all the pictures and, oh, we got to do this. You know, we have one that's going away next weekend and they're getting married. Like, it's just so cool. Like, we are thrilled to be part of that experience with people, and that's what's important to us.
Yeah, that's that you're changing lives in some way, shape, or form, right? Which is really neat. And I think a major part of that too, and I hate to say, because there are some good things that have come out of the past couple of years. And one of those things is how much people are realizing this province.
Yeah.
And or the Maritimes in general, right? So it's nice to have people like you that are available to open people's eyes to how many cool things actually can be done in this province. Because I know there's so many people that are from here that didn't have the slightest idea. Like, if you do something fun, well, I guess I'm going to Halifax because there's nowhere else to do anything fun. They didn't even check the rest of our province.
Well, even the idea of, like, you're going to Halifax, what, for the nightlife? Like you said, like, go to St. John. The scene there is absolutely incredible. It's not as congested as Halifax.
Right.
The history is, similar. It's, you can have almost the same experience without leaving the province if you know where to look.
Absolutely. And the winter experiences, that was actually a huge part why I launched ABConnect in the first place, was because there's winter stuff to do, but nobody knows what and where. So it seems like our rural communities in New Brunswick, as soon as October hits, the hay bales are going by. It's sad.
Yeah.
People are laid off. There's no employment. The doors are closing for 4 to 6 months. So it was just to put those together to try to build awareness and drive demand to these rural communities that really need it economically. So that was really important for us, and of course working with smaller tour operators to help build their awareness on an international scale as well to foreign markets, because not everybody can do that or knows how to do that. But it's when you put it together, it just kind of helps us leverage our resources and be able to do that. So so far it's working out good. It hasn't been easy. It really has not.
No.
Travel business through the pandemic, we've had to do a lot to survive. But it's I love the impact and what's happening, and we're having a lot of fun. So to say that my job is to go out and just experience everything that there is to do, well, it is.
It's tough life.
Yeah.
Speaking of tough life, though, for families who are thinking ahead to March break or in and around, like just over the next month or so, if families are looking for a break from themselves, from each other,
Yes.
what suggestions do you have for parents who might be looking to spend a little time either by themselves as partners or just by themselves?
We offer spas. We do offer spas.
Okay.
Yes.
Love it.
So we work with Surface Float in Fredericton. We have Ouzva Spa here in Moncton as well. But those spa packages include a bottle of wine, your getaway hotel, a meal that's included in there, or whatever. Like, we're very customizable. So if you want to turn that into a 2-night with something else, we're happy to do that. So this is kind of where our flexibility is to our advantage and has helped us survive. So we have a lot of packages on our website. Most of them are multi-day ones, I'll have to say. They're probably not geared towards a 1-night getaway. But the majority of what we sell is not cookie cutter to what's on there. People I want this, but add that, and then remove this. And we spend 90% of our time customizing itineraries to fit people's needs and preferences so that they're happy. You're going to spend money and take your time off work to go and get away. You want to really enjoy it.
So can you basically make an all-inclusive package for someone based in the Maritimes?
Yes.
Right. Like I've seen people asking for that, like people who want that. I don't want to think about anything. I need all-inclusive, but it's not something that hotels and places to stay necessarily put forward themselves.
Right.
But you can help make that happen.
Yes, they would work through us. Yeah, but I'll give you an example. I had a couple reach out to us. They wanted 9 days just in New Brunswick, which is fantastic. But they wanted to cover everything from Edmonton, Caracat, Bugtooth, Shediac, Moncton, Bay of Fundy,
Wow.
St. Martin's, St. John, St. Andrews,
I'm glad you're
and
taking the full 9 days.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, at least
No,
you
no,
can
but
really
that was
take
just
your
it.
time to
Like,
hit everything.
It was it's an amazing trip, but because we had everything already set, for us, it literally took us like, you know, we had it done by the end of the day, already like priced and everything, because we just had to pull different pieces and customize it for them. So it was really, is very doable. So we're able to customize that. They're like, oh, actually, we want to see this part instead of that one, and don't forget the whale watching. And then we want a custom, like we've done experiences with a chef. You know, bring a chef to cook for us. You know, there's options galore. And if it's something that we haven't done, I feel like we're starting to build a reputation enough that when we call, people answer the phone, which is great because we're able to get instant responses and,
Right.
and people to work with us to make that possible.
Yeah, to make an itinerary done within 24 hours. I'm sure
Yeah.
they were not expecting that, right?
Could you imagine how long it would take you to even try to find the names of places
Yeah.
No,
to
it
start to
stresses me
come
out
up
even
with?
thinking about it.
Exactly, it
Yeah.
takes away. I mean, I'm sure there are people who enjoy that, but for most of
Yeah.
us, that's not the part of the vacation we look forward to.
Exactly. And like I mentioned, the cost isn't astronomical because we get compensated through our partnerships. You know, this is where it already works to our benefit. So we're not putting that extra cost on the customer. So it makes it so that, you know, it's a one-stop shop. You just send an email and we'll certainly ask you some questions because we want the end product to be what you want. So most of the time we'll come back with a few options and you pick and choose, tell us if we're on the right track. But for the couple days for March break, or even if you want to do a week long or something similar to that, it's certainly possible.
That's interesting. So if you were like a New Brunswick company or like, you know, a destination, how did they start working with you?
On our website.
Okay.
Just contact us, and we do have a form actually specifically for that, and a list of all our existing partners that I am updating later today. So if you're not there yet, please don't send me a nasty email. I'm working on that. I'm busy this morning because I've been here twice.
It's been a busy day.
Yeah.
I think that's really cool, and I'm really excited for you, and I'm really excited for the province, and for all these great things. I know that you do a lot of partnerships with a lot of places, including our provincial government too, which is great.
We do, yeah, and even the national government, Destination Canada, has our winter packages on their website strictly because they needed somebody who provided winter packages.
Amazing.
And we were like, we've got them. Here
Yeah,
you go.
here you
know,
are.
Like it was, right? No, it was, but it helps. So our local businesses are now on a national website that gets like 2 million views a day.
Amazing.
You know, like it's a huge opportunity.
So if you were thinking of working with Annick and ABConnect, if you needed a better reason, I think that's it.
Yeah, whether you're looking to book a vacation or you have vacation elements to offer,
Yeah.
Right.
either way, win-win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do people find your website and you?
ABConnect.ca.
How simple is
Yeah.
that?
How simple. Yeah. And you're on all socials too, right?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
Yeah. Easy to find. Love it. Okay. Well, hopefully some people got some ideas. And if they're looking for more, again, go to Annick's website or her social medias and she'll help you out with that. And get yourself a little bit of relaxation this March break, even if it's just
Oh,
the
yeah.
part of planning it is the part that's relaxing.
That in and of
that's
itself,
fine.
taking that piece out, like that's huge
Yeah.
if you're trying to put together a couple days for the family fun. So, and yeah, get out and explore New Brunswick in winter.
Yes.
So fun. Thank you so much for coming in and chatting with us today.
Thank you. Thank you. It's my pleasure.
And thank you all for listening, for watching. You can find us on, as Tosh says, all the socials.
It's so very true though. We're easy to
We're
find.
everywhere.
Yeah.
There's too many to list, but you can find us
Yeah.
and follow us and share, and make sure you share this episode with everyone so they can book their vacations too.
And leave a review. See you next week.